She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. And did y'all catch Tamar Braxton on The View today? Well, no, The View yesterday. She was a guest co-host on The View. And remember, Tamar took a whole hiatus from Instagram and Twitter and all this stuff. She was she went cold turkey. And we hadn't heard nothing from Tamar for the most part since she accused Vincent of knocking up some whore and cheating on her and all this other foolishness. We hadn't heard nothing from her. No rumors was cleared up. Nothing. And then we had seen stuff where they was on tour, how they was kind of together, hanging out. They was going through airports together and all this stuff. And then out the blue, they both on The View on Friday. And, you know, she co-hosted. In the beginning of it was basically her talking about her whole meltdown on Instagram. Vince was in the audience. And I think for me, you know, she admitted that he did not have anyone pregnant. She said that, you know, that was something that she heard from someone else. They then brought Vince up on stage to sit down at the table for hot topics for a little bit of a minute, because they was the hot topic. You know, Tamar saying, you know, the issue was she let too many people in her life, and she was talking too much basically and allowing other people into her marriage. And everyone knows that you should not let other people into your marriage because it caused turmoil. So when they brought Vince up on stage to say, you know, well, your wife or estranged wife said that, you know, you had this baby on the way, but you had knocked someone up. Is there any truth to that? Vince said, you know, there's no truth to that. I don't have anyone knocked up. I would not do that to her. I love my wife. I would do anything to get my family back. You know, we're working on it, blah, 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 blah. Then Tamar go into, you know, well, yeah, I just kind of spoke too soon. I should not have done it. You know, I was speaking on basically hearsay, not realizing that people was telling me things to make me be certain ways. You know, people didn't have my best interest at heart. But this is what I feel about it, okay? Tamar is too old to be listening to some he say, she say bullshit. Let me tell you something about doing. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me that my husband got some whore pregnant and I'm gonna go on a full social media rant about said whore. Ain't gonna happen. Because my thing is, whoever said whore is, she wants the attention. If my husband would have somebody pregnant, I'ma stay quiet. Bring her here. Let me meet her. Let her have the baby. Let's do this good DNA test and let's see. But my thing is, you can't make me. The fact that she kind of admitted that someone told her something and she fucking ran with it. She ran with it, ran the whole marathon. She ran the whole everything. She ran the Boston Marathon, a New York Marathon, a goddamn Olympic Marathon. She ran with the information, not knowing if it's false, true, partially true, or whatever. And she kind of just blamed it on, I let too many people into my life, into my situation, into my marriage. And Joy said, but you're on a reality show. You know, the point of a reality show is you let people into your life. You know, that is what it is. And she said, well, no, you know, this is a little bit different because they were telling me stuff that wasn't true. But she then brought up how, you know, we are living separately because we need to live separately so we don't live together. She said, I definitely did file for divorce. She said that part is true. Because she said when people were saying, oh, it was a story or just a ruse to gain viewers to your show. And she said, I would never do that. I would never sell my soul to the devil and play with my marriage or blah, 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 blah. But I feel like, but what you're doing right now is playing to it. Because my thing is, clearly, they are not divorced. And I do think they had some issues. My battery is always low. I got probably 5 good minutes in it. They definitely had issues. I'm not going to say that they did not have issues, but I feel like she kind of played up the issues. Because I feel like Tamar is smart. So you can't tell me if someone told you that he got somebody pregnant and you ran with it and posted about it and kept posting about it, but then kept defending him. It was a whole bunch of mess. So to see her and him on The View and her saying, well, yes, he never had anyone pregnant. And my thing is, y'all could, and him saying, I love my wife, I want to do anything to be with my wife and all this stuff. And her saying, we in extensive counseling, we're going to always need counseling. We just have to be the best parents to our son. And I do think them being parents to Logan is the main thing, because their son's like 4 or 5 or whatever. And, you don't want any kid to see their parents arguing, fussing, and fighting, and beefing, or whatever. And so when she said, we have to live apart, we are going through the therapy, whatever, we doing that, I felt like what they did was they played it up because everything is going to come out on Braxton Family Values. I feel like they are still shooting scenes for Braxton Family Values. I feel like it's going to be another season of Tamar and Vince. I feel like they're going to have, the next season of Tamar and Vince is going to be them in therapy, them living separately, and then the next season after that is going to be them coming back together. So my thing is, do I think they purposely did all of this to hype up this season of the show? No, I do not. Do I think they could have hyped it up to make sure they got 2 more seasons of their own spinoff show? Yes, I do. And I'm not going to say that was wrong to the fans, but I do feel like they knew the issues they were putting out weren't really issues at all. It wasn't. And when she said, no, somebody told me something. Because when she said he got somebody pregnant, I felt like a girl who he had been messing around with showed her some proof. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Not someone said they heard, someone said this, and someone put a little bug on my ear. You went on a full-fledged social media. He got some other whore pregnant and all this stuff on some hearsay. You are a grown adult woman, Tamar. And I would Tamar Shin, okay? All day, every day. Love Tamar, okay? Love Tamar, I love the Braxton, but I feel like you bamboozled us in one way or another. You made us think that Vincent was out here in these streets fucking up. And even the whole thing with after they had that situation, how people saying, well, yeah, we might fire him because he's so busy trying to get Tamar back. And Tamar not even denying that they aren't rekindling. You know what I'm saying? Because all she said was, we live separately, and yes, I filed for divorce. But everyone know filing for divorce and going through with a divorce is 2 different things. Some people file for divorce just because she said, I felt like all I had left to do was file for divorce. I felt like we was at that point. But what she did not say was, I felt like we need to get divorced. It's a difference. It's the equivalent of saying, we should break up, but you don't break up. You know what I'm saying? I'm a file for divorce. Okay. You know how many people Tiny and T.I. file for divorce? Okay, you know how many people file for divorce and never get divorced? I felt like all of it was a play into something. And I don't know for what. Because I'm like, I just feel like you had everybody pissed off at him. You had Mama Evelyn out on these streets saying, he beating her and the baby ain't safe and all this other foods and stuff. And also, when y'all they're going to address it on Braxton Family Values, which I can't wait to review. But anyway, yeah, I just didn't know if anyone saw her on The View, and I did, and I was kind of like, oh, so she the co-host, she's the guest co-host. Oh, and Vince right there in the front row with a microphone on, and y'all gonna bring him up and say to have a whole full-fledged conversation. Look, I'm going to bed because it's 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday night, which makes it Saturday morning. But I was like, I could not go to bed without saying, I can't believe that she basically tricked us into thinking he had somebody pregnant, and then she went on TV today and said it wasn't true. It was some hearsay from some friends who wasn't really friends, who ain't had my best interest at heart. Don't listen to them, boo-boo. And the next time someone tells you something about your husband, wait, get the proof first, but don't ever take it to Instagram. Ever. So, I am Jay Lee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Peace.